I'm really excited. Yeah, it's been a while now, so I've really enjoyed the year. Obviously playing with the Waratahs and then going back to a shoot shield final, which was a really good memory. And to get a chance to obviously a childhood dream of mine to wear the green and gold jerseys, something I'm really excited for, and will be proud to represent not only the country but my family also.
Feels like a debut as well, mate. Really exciting. Like I said to you before, I didn't think that it was a surprise for me to come on tour or be selected to come on tour. But to be selected to play for my country this weekend is extremely humbling. So, I'm very, very, very grateful for the opportunity because it's been a long time between drinks, so to speak. I never thought I'd get the opportunity again. I asked myself those questions over the last few years, but here I am now, and I'm getting the opportunity this weekend. So really excited. I think I set myself, I guess, a really clear goal before the top league season this year in Japan. Before we return to our pre-season there in early April this year, I really wanted to give the best shot I could. So with that, it motivated me daily there in Japan to be the best I could be every day. And I think in turn allowed me to play some really good rugby up there in the top league. And I think maybe that caught, Czech caught wind of that and saw the potential of, I guess, my contribution here amongst the team. We never really gave me a hint. I was the one that engaged Czech around my ambition and my goals of representing my country in a World Cup next year and potentially winning a Rugby World Cup. And he was very open to that discussion. And I told him that it was motivating me daily up in Japan to train, well each day and play well each week up there with my teammates up there. So he was very open to that conversation, and I guess he was quite surprised on where my head was at and my mindset. I think off the back of that, I guess the thought has grown with him, and he got me to come on tour to see where I was at physically and mentally. I think off the back of the selection this week, evidently he's been happy with what I've been able to contribute and how I'm performing daily training. Yeah, 100%. Because it's been just over 2 years since I've had the opportunity again to represent the green and gold, and I left, I guess, Australia on not so great terms. Losing the last three games. It was a Rugby World Cup final against the All Blacks in the two Bursars in 2016. So, that feeling of unfulfillment and being quite dissatisfied in your own performance kind of was always hovering over me, and then I was obviously questioning whether or not I'd ever get the opportunity again. And also that on top of watching the guys over the last couple of years as a bit of an outsider looking in. 100%, yeah, very grateful to be wearing the green and gold again this weekend.
As I said before, it was a childhood dream of mine to play for the Wallabies. I look back now and I probably think playing all those minutes of rugby have probably been beneficial for me. But yeah, you're always hungry to play for the Wallabies. That was always a dream of mine. I've never really looked at elsewhere. So, at times it was frustrating, but I guess it's all worth it now. Yeah, well, I've had a bit to do with him through the last 3 weeks. I've been in camp, and he's obviously a really experienced guy. Even training throughout the week, he's got that sort of cool, calm head that sort of leads us in the right direction. So I've enjoyed obviously having that 9-10 combination with him, and I'm excited for the weekend as well. Look, I'm trying not to think about that at the moment. I'm just worrying about, for the team, just, no, that's all right. Doing what I do. I guess the role as a halfback is to pass the ball ball, and I guess later around the forwards around the field. So I'm not worrying about that stuff just yet. Just worried about, I guess, doing my role in the team.
Those kind of numbers for me at this stage are irrelevant. For me, it's about going out there and like Jake said, just doing my role really well, performing and contributing to a winning performance. It's a very important game for us this weekend. So, we've spoken about it all week, starting some momentum into a very important tournament next year. I think we're 14 games away from a Rugby World Cup final. The momentum's been spoken about a lot this week. So I guess for me, I'm just focusing on how I can influence that mindset, what I can do in my role this week of training, what I can do in my role against Italy this week to create that momentum and help contribute that to a really good team performance.